Hello. Little tale here for you about early days of the top dressing industry in New Zealand. Not long after the Second World War, so let me introduce you to Duster Dan. Duster Dan came back from war where he shot Japs from the sky. All the men stood in awe. Girls knew he wasn't shy. Fresh back from war, he needed a job, and a few weeks went by. Then just like that, his brain cells shat. I'll drop fertilizer from the sky. He bought an Oster, and in the back, a fertilizer hopper he threw. Dropped some pamphlets at the pub. Word got around what Dan could do. Well, he could loop the loop and he could barrel roll, fertilize every gully, fertilize every hole. All the farmers loved him, and so did their wives. They'd always get a haircut for Danny arrived. Now Farmer Jack gave Dan a call. Dan, I've got a job for you. There's a hard-to-get spot up the back of my farm where as a kid I once shagged a ewe. The next time you're about, could you fly by and see what you can do? I'll flick you some cash flow or heat up a pot and I'll chuck in a beer or two. Well, he could loop the loop and he could barrel roll, fertilize every gully, fertilize every hole. All the farmers loved him and so did their wives. There'd be an extra coat of lipstick on when Danny arrived. So Dan flew by and he dropped his load right on the spot where Jack said. He waved out to Jack, who was mustering sheep, spied Flo at the homestead. Now Jack's wife Flo was really quite a looker in her little low-cut top, and her legs went right up, made a cunt of themselves. Dan thought, fuck it, why not? Now Farmer Jack saw what was going down, and on his horse he fled. He had to get home before that suave aviator got his wife to bed. He had to jump many fences, 3 creeks to cross. He was going like a man possessed. And as he rounded the last corner, Dan took off. Luckily, Flo got herself dressed. Well, he could loop the loop and he could barrel roll, fertilize every gully, fertilize every hole. All the farmers loved him, but so did their wives. There'd be a slightly sorted dress on when Danny arrived. Now Jack stormed in fucking ropeable. What the hell was that prick doing here? He stopped in love, so I gave him a feed, then paid him with cash and beer. Jack knew she was bloody lying. Flo knew she'd been found out, 'cause the pot was cold and her hair was a mess and her dress was on inside out. Well, he could loop the loop and he could barrel roll, fertilize every gully, fertilize every hole. All the farmers loved him and so did their wives. They'd need a second pair of knickers when Danny arrived. There you go.